Hello, I'm Chuck Phillip with South Alabama Home Inspections, and welcome to another edition of This Abandoned Home. I've been curious about this one for several years. This property is actually for sale, and this home is pretty old. I would say it's probably 1920s, 30s. It could be older. And it's really thicker. I didn't even think I was going to be able to get back here. Kind of makes me wonder about this here too. It looks like that was put there relatively recent. So what we're looking at is pine plank siding, and it's probably heart pine. And it's peeling paint. It's probably lead paint more than likely. If I had to bet, that's what I bet it is. Of course, that has to be sent off for testing. It's got some old wood windows. Kind of makes me wonder what's going on with this thing. There's a lot of traffic noise right here. Hopefully you can hear me. It's a live oak right there. I got to really watch where I'm walking around this. I just saw a yellow jacket, and it's about 80 degrees. And there very well could be some snakes around this thing. I had natural gas at one time. Look at all this. Man, it's like a jungle. Brick fireplace. This thing could go back to the 1800s, but more than likely it's turn of the century. Like at one time it had 3-prong outlets, so they upgraded this thing, so it kind of tells me that more than likely this was lived in probably in the 70s, maybe the 80s. That fireplace just got completely separated. I'm going to take some pictures underneath the crawl space in a little bit. Really curious as to how that fared over all this time. I'm trying to walk and watch where I'm stepping at the same time. Look at all this. Man, it is thick. I don't even know if a squirrel could run through this. A lot of the windows are broke. And we got the plumbing vent coming up the side of the house, which is kind of common to some of these older homes. It's like steel pipe. It comes down to a bell thickened to cast iron. Probably should have put some insect repellent on too. Get ticks. So I finally made my way to the back of this. I think that was an exhaust duct for wood burning stove. So we have a trash can back here, so I kind of sort of think that maybe this thing could have been inhabited before then. Rolling Stones magazine. That's a 60s fixture there. Had a metal shed back here. Kind of makes me wonder if there may have been some vagrants living here too. There you go, that's the temperature. It's amazing how well this old wood holds up. And that's really the only saving grace with a lot of these older homes that are on a crawl space where no effort has been made to encapsulate it. You can see the insulator there. That's probably from the 40s, 30s. It just had bare wire coming into it back then. No insulation. So this is the back steps. Looks much like the front. See all the holes here where armadillos and possums have been foraging. And that's the old metal shed back there. I mean, you can at least have about 10 yards of visibility, I guess. You see the good old azaleas. That's what people did. I don't know if how many people actually do that anymore. I know I would never plant azaleas again. Okay, I'm on the right side of the home as you face the front. I kind of wonder about this. Maybe some people camping in this thing. Look at that ceiling fan. You know, I almost wonder if this thing could be salvaged. That must have been the driveway there. Came back to the garage or whatever that shed was. Okay, we're back where we started. I didn't think I was going to be able to get back here. The front of this pretty much looks the same as the back. You know, this is testimony to good craftsmanship. You know, they really cared about what they were doing. They were building these houses back then. They took pride in their work. And that's the thing about some of these newer houses that are being made now. You know, they build them really quick and they just don't seem to put as much attention to detail like they used to. I'm gonna walk down. This looks pretty clear, so I'm gonna walk it back. Let's get a broader view of this house too. It's 3-tab shingle up there. It's amazing how that's held up. Absolutely amazing. Man, it sounds like I-10 out there, so much traffic. This is going to be their detached garage, I guess you could call it. The metal roof. And there is a gable up there. It kind of makes me wonder if that's accessible from the inside, where there could be actually a room up there. It may be just used for storage or what it was used for in the past. You see all this garbage here. I'm kind of wondering about all that. That must have been where the water service came in. More than likely this had a well. But it could have got swapped over. I'm pretty sure there's some livestock living underneath that. I I didn't look at this part over here, so let me do that. See, it's even got a, must be the dryer. Smell the mold, almost knock you out. Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure that was the vent pipe for the stove that it had in here at one time, a wood burning stove. Could have been coal burning, or both. Ironically, my dad, well, his dad, I guess my great-great-granddad, owned Pritchard Coal and Ice. And my dad was born in 1910. He was with my granddad. He raised me, and he drove the ice wagon in Pritchard, delivering coal and ice, probably in the 1920s or late 1915. Well, I don't know if he'd be doing it 5 years old, but maybe 1918. And imagine that, having to have coal and ice delivered to your home, so you'd have a way to stay warm and have a way to cool your food. Sometimes this old glass, this isn't, I mean, it's old, but you know, the real old glass, like in these houses that were built in 1800s, it's real wavy. It even looks like a prescription glasses. You know, they kind of hard to see through. That's what some of those old windows back in the 1800s look like. Man, you'd have to get one hell of a power washer to come in here and get this off. But you know, that wood is probably still good. I mean, I'm telling you, that heart pine planking is some really resilient material. Well, let me see if I can figure out how to get out of here now. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off, and I'm gonna take some photographs of underneath the crawl space, because I've got a flash on this camera, and so I may post those on the Facebook page to see if you want to take a look at them there. Look how they came in with a PVC pipe just drilled right through the wall. All right, guys, I hope this has been somewhat interesting to you. Like I say, I've always found these old abandoned homes fascinating, and this one hasn't let me down at all. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. I'm sure I'll have something else coming up pretty soon.